IR Global offers us 3 lines of business: law, legal, accountancy, and finance. And that package is of utmost importance to us in over 180 countries, which is fantastic. I think this is one of the very few networks where you can find a representation in over 118 countries. We get a lot of business from international firms from outside, and this helps growing. It helps the firm to grow.
Since the last couple of years ago, we work together, referral client to each other. We work together, sharing knowledge to each other. Currently, we are more than a business partner, but friends. And apart from that, I also have chance to refer our client to Hong Kong and Singapore. This is our starting point, making a friends between our membership firm. This is very impressive to me.
Extremely excited to be here because not only is this a very useful platform for us, but it also keeps us up to date as to what is happening in the various jurisdictions. It brings us in contact with people who we can readily refer to whenever our clients need, and we are very happy to be the headline sponsors in Dubai. And we are seriously looking forward to the next stop at India in New Delhi. And we are going to be the host there. So I hope most members end up coming and we get to have a very happening event in New Delhi.
We're working with a Florida attorney now to perhaps provide him with assistance in securities analysis specifically. We also got a great referral from a Dutch attorney on helping an Israeli citizen with a securities law issue.
It's very rare that we have a case that only sits in one jurisdiction. The majority of our cases, particularly the whistleblower cases, cross the globe. It's invaluable to us, and more importantly to our clients, to have a quick Rolodex we can turn to get help on the ground in any one of those jurisdictions at a moment's notice.
An example of the cross-border network that IR Global provides is we are currently handling an insolvency matter in the United States Bankruptcy Court in Texas for a defendant who is from Thailand, who was referred to us through our Boston office from Thailand, all through the IR Global network. So someone reached out and knew that we were the right type of litigation firm in the United States to handle the matter, and we happened to be also practicing in both Boston and Austin, Texas, where the matter is currently.
Well, when I first joined IR Global, I had no clue what to expect. I was promised like a network, but this was kind of a strange thing to me because we were not very much exposed to international activity. I have some, but the first idea was, well, let me get referral, let me get work for Portugal. But then I realized that I could present my clients, my existing clients, that, well, I can reach out to people in Japan, people in North America, in various states, to people all over Europe, to people in South America. And that broadened the scope of our reach a lot. And actually, this has been a two-way situation. We have referred a lot of people and clients to other members of IR Global, and we have received a lot of referrals.
Working with IR Global and in this particular platform has been absolutely wonderful. And I'll tell you a couple of reasons. The entry ticket to being a part of IR Global is that all of the individuals and firms that we greet, they're all professionals. These are people that have years of experience and that they are from many different countries. Just think, where can you meet so many people from so many different countries in one venue? To me, that is the beauty of IR Global, and being able to get to know people and work with them and learn about their practices. And the one thing that I learned that is very mundane, but is so deep from my standpoint. what I learned in talking to lawyers, accountants, and business people from other parts of the world is that my problems are the same problems that they have. They have the same desires and wishes that I have. And just think, an opportunity to share our thinking, our ways of doing business with each other makes all the difference in the world.
Had a number of clients referred to us from outside of the United States, probably predominantly from Canada. And it's been interesting. It's an interesting experience because I think the United States is much different than most jurisdictions because you're not just dealing with a federal tax system, you're also dealing with 51 local tax jurisdictions with the states and the District of Columbia. So oftentimes if a client comes into the country and they're determined to do business throughout the country, one of the first hurdles is determining what compliance is required in each of those jurisdictions. So it's been a fun challenge to, first of all, help educate clients that are referred to us and working with their IR Global professionals to help them to understand what might be required in each of those jurisdictions.
So a client that has been a long-time client of ours had some property in Mexico that they were trying to sell, and were running into a lot of legal issues that we didn't know anything about. And that was a great opportunity for us to use the IR Global Network to find an attorney in Mexico who deals with real estate transactions, and they were able to coach us and allow us to help our client.
To be honest, I realized only after a few years how important IR Global is. At the beginning, I didn't understand very well the concept behind it, but at the end of the day, I realized that putting connection people, clients, or other fellow members or other colleagues together, it brings value for the clients, our clients, the clients of our colleague, as well as the professionals as well of their global.
Recently in Brisbane, we held a meeting of all the Australian and New Zealand members. We had about 16 people join us in Brisbane. We had a couple of lovely dinners during that time as well as a great day catching up with the members and having some conversations around what was happening in each of our firms. We also had a presentation around what's happening in HR. That's a hot topic always for the members. There's a lot of lively discussion around that. It was a great day, and we're also planning an event later this year in New Zealand.
So look, referral activity within Australia is actually quite strong. When I was at the November conference, Paul Bear referred me to a client who I subsequently met up with, who's a large cleaning contractor throughout Australia and New Zealand, and who's in the process with Paul's assistance of starting a business in the UK. There's been other referral business, as Justine mentioned earlier. One of our Australian members needed assistance in Queensland in an area that we couldn't act in, and we're able to provide them with connections promptly. So there's lots of activity that's going on, particularly within our Australia and New Zealand group, but also outbound to Europe for any of our clients that have problems there as well.
I recently had a client that needed trade-related help in numerous jurisdictions around the world. And of course, I needed to reach out to someone that I could trust, who had been vetted by a wonderful group such as IR Global. So definitely we were able to meet the client's needs because there were at least 4 different international countries that were involved in this process.
Currently have transactions where we've referred work to wiki partners in Switzerland. We've got an active and ongoing engagement with them, with a firm of the client. In fact, there's a meeting in my office this morning with them, and in regards to a project we're working on with wiki partners. Thomas Pletty, we've also working with. Premier is another organization that we're working with on this specific project, and these are all active deals that are going on as I'm doing this interview.
I recently got a call from a member from France. She has a client that opened up a sunglass shop in New York. He was doing some construction renovation. There was an accident. She reached out to me. She knows that that's in my wheelhouse, and she was able to make that recommendation with confidence that I can handle it. And we've worked very well together, and the client's happy, so it's been a nice synergy.